settle into any of these dumpy towns?
In spite of her deficiencies, she knew that if people understood what I was capable of, I would end up in a place like this.
She didn't want that for you. Where's she now?
She's dead.
Oh. I'm sorry.
Why?
Because it sounds like she loved you a lot.
I don't like that term. Love. It's vague, overused.
How so?
Love is the guise under which selfishness operates. Parents only love their children as long as they maintain control over them.
And the other side of that, as a child, did you love your mother?
At one point, I was convinced the affinity I felt for her was love. However, now I realize the harmony our lives shared was closer to what one might share with a common house pet. A realization that did make it easier when the time came to put her down.
Put her down?
That's right. You should have read your file, Jimmy.
So you,
She had become more a hindrance than the catalyst at that point.
she was holding you back.
That's right.
I'm not sure I follow you.
That doesn't surprise me.
Were you ever in a place like this with her around?
I was under the impression ink blots were out of favor in your community.
A lot of people have given up on them.
Not you.
Well, you find they still hold value in certain situations.
Let's try a few.
I assumed you were beyond such rudimentary techniques.
Afraid you might not like what I see?
All right. I'm going to hold up a card. I don't want you to think too long.
I know how it works.
Right.
Looks like a dog I found on our street once. It had been run over. Its blood running into the gutter. World War II gas chamber. Naked, emaciated bodies piled high.
What the?
Oh, shit. Gotta take this.
Hey, anybody else notice that sudden rise in temperature?
They're removing a black and blue. It is messy. Blood everywhere.
The girl is clearly toying with him.
Yeah, what is this guy, an amateur?
Well, she wouldn't have brought him in at this point if she didn't have a good reason.
She's grasping at straws.
That one looks just like Colonel Birch's swollen eye.
Shoot.
Oh, relax, Colonel. Just a couple more hours and we're free.
At the rate he's moving, we're going to be here all night.
All night? Now, pull him out of there. We don't have time for this.
Chimpanzees tearing the flesh off their young and eating it.
Ryan has a point, Colonel. We're moving in circles of orders.
This is Agent Price's little experiment, not mine.
Yeah, well, then why doesn't she just adopt the little Antichrist and let us off the hook?
Give it a rest, McCroskey.
Dude is hanging
If I miss this date, I am going to be very unpleasant to work with.
He has been disemboweled. His intestines dangle with him.
What do you think
Car accident.
about all this?
The driver has gone through the windshield. His heart is pumping blood onto the hood.
We won't learn anything significant about the patient this way.
That one looks like a battered woman. It actually resembles Miss Olivia.
Oh, here we go.
She is bruised and scarred on her face. She is moving forward, but I see blood running down her legs from under her skirt.
What'd I miss?
It is you, Jimmy. You were sinking into a bog of some kind. I'm not sure you were going to make it out. Last one?
Mm-hmm.
My mother's head. split down the middle. Blood trickling down over her face. How did I do?
There was a distinct trend in your answers.
You don't say.
It's one of the reasons I still like this test. Even if the subject is being purposely disingenuous, patterns still arise within their responses which shed light on certain aspects of the psyche.
This should be interesting.
The dark shapelessness of the blot often leads people to their own fears.
I see.
You specifically used the term blood 4 times in 10 cards.
It's 5 times, actually.
Does blood frighten you?
No.
What do you fear?
Only what I don't understand.
So you understand blood.
Certainly.
Do you have experience with it?
A little.
Human blood?
Enough to know it doesn't make me squeamish.
What about your mother's blood?
That's the obvious encounter.
Was your mother afraid of blood?
Not that I'm aware of.
Was she afraid of you?
No. But she should have been. She believed the mundanities of everyday life could apply to me. Right, wrong, good, evil. The inventions of an inferior breed of man.
You're above all that.
My existence is elevated, yes.
How does your current situation factor into that elevation?
My fate ends here. It always has. No matter what ideas of salvation you or anyone else may have for me.
What is it you need salvation from?
Miss Olivia. Naughty, naughty. Let me ask you a question, Jimmy. What possible reason could they have for strapping a 9-year-old to a chair like this? What is it people do when they happen upon something different? Something they can't comprehend? In there, they can't comprehend me, and it terrifies them. But what if they were able to get a closer look at me, say at my brain chemistry? They might be able to understand just how different I am and how to control me. That warm blanket of comfort comes at a relatively small cost. You aren't the first of your kind Miss Olivia has sent in here in an ill-fated attempt to justify my existence. However, I am fairly certain you will be the last.
Is it true?
I thought if you knew, then
Is it true? It's all right, Agent Price. Dr. Fonda's a smart man. I'm sure he can see the logic in our decision.
You're gonna cut that girl open?
Yes.
I don't believe it.
The patient's assertions are correct. This mutation is something the scientific community and the world can't afford to ignore. The only way to be thorough in such matters is from the inside out.
That is worth her life.
The threat she poses far outweighs any potential benefit.
And all of you condone this.